What's up, guitarists, and welcome to 7 Days of Pentatonic. We are currently at day 1, so we are going to be having a look at the minor pentatonic scale, and in particular the A minor pentatonic, as that is a really good position to start working on the guitar. So grab your guitar and let's get started. So the easier thing about this scale is that there's only 5 notes to remember. So starting on fret 5 on the E string, we've got the note A, and that's going to be our first one. So I'm going to run through this position a little bit later, but right now we're just going to get the notes down. So we've got A, C, D, E, G, and then finally we're back at A. So in regards to the intervals, we've got the 1, the flat 3, the 4, 5, flat 7, and then finally back at 1, except that's up the octave. So in regards to the position, we've got fret 5 on the E string, and that's A, fret 8 on the E string, which is C, fret 5 on A, which is D, fret 7 on A, which is E, fret 5 on D, which is the note G, and then finally fret 7 on D is our octave, our note A. So what happens when we get up to the octave is we actually just repeat the same thing. But obviously the position looks a little bit different. So it's really important to get this position down, and I think it's a little bit easier to get it down in octave increments. So what I mean by that is you basically work to 1 octave. So we're going to start at fret 5 here, and we're going to go up to A on fret 7. So follow me. Here we've got the note A, then C, D, E, G, and then A. Okay, I'm going to play that again nice and slow, and I'm not going to call out the note names this time. So see if you can get an ear for it, or just watch what my hand is doing here. So. Okay, and one more time. Okay, now we're going to start working on the next octave up. So this is the second part of A minor pentatonic. Okay, so we're starting at A, fret 7 on D here. Okay, now we go up to C, which is fret 5 on G. D is fret 7 on G. E is fret 5 on B. Then we're going to go up to 8 here. 8 on B is G. 5 on E is A. And then finally our last note, fret 8, which is C again. So I'm going to play that position. I'm going to call out the note names this time. So A, C, D, E, G, A, and C. Okay, now I'm going to play it one more time, not calling out the note names. Great, doing well so far. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up both octaves, starting from A here, and we're going to go up to C on the high E string here. Alright, so let's go, ascending. So now we're going to do descending. So here we go, starting from C here, and we're going to go down to A here. So let's go. Okay, now I'm going to ascend the scale and then descend all in one go. So try to follow me with this one. Chugging a nice A minor at the end there. So now that you have the basic structure of the scale down, I'm going to talk about some ways in which you can play it differently. So you've probably heard a lot of blues guitarists do stuff like this. So just adding the flat 5 there, or just bending some of the notes to create that dissonance, I guess you could say. So there are certain points in the pentatonic which kind of fall under the blues scale, where you can bend the note and it really sounds cool over whatever song that you might be playing. So we've got a couple of what I call bend points here. So we've got fret 5 on the A string. So that's the note D, and you can slightly bend that to sort of create an E flat there. It's kind of the same as playing 6 and then 5, but instead we're going to be bending it because it gives it a different texture there. And another one is the octave up. So we're going to be on fret 7 on G. So that's also the note D. And you can do a similar thing there. So the way I usually bend is, once you get a bit stronger with your fretting hand, you can use just one finger, to do that sort of thing. But as a start, I would generally have a couple of fingers behind it. So I'm using my third finger, and then I'll have my second and my first on the fretboard as well, just to help back it up and give it a bit more strength, give it a bit more support. So here we go. And we're just doing a lick like that, okay? So just bending the note up, pulling off to C, and then down to A there. Okay, now the last note that we'll go for with this is, starting at G, fret 8 on the B string, is that we're going to bend up to A. So instead of the E flat thing, just like bending up one fret, bending up a semitone, we're actually bending up a whole step. So we're bending up 2 frets essentially. So here we go. Just like that, okay? Now you can play around with these and you can actually bend on any note, but those are specific points which work really well within the key of A minor. So that's what I want you to have a go at once you've got this basic structure down. So that concludes our first lesson in 7 days of pentatonic. So by the end of today, you should be able to have that minor pentatonic down off by heart, and you should be able to identify all the bend points within that scale. Alright, so now what I want you to do is go and jam along to something in the key of A minor and create something musical out of it, because it's pretty hard to create something musical just by running up and down these scales all day long. And that's going to get pretty boring after a while. So you want to create something that's fun and something that sounds awesome. And I know that you will sound awesome very, very soon. So I'm Jacob Petrossian. Thank you very much for spending this time with me and this time with the lesson. And I hope that you are a better guitarist than you were before. I'll see you tomorrow. Let your eyesight be your guide and get you out of here.